In the last rail video, I covered the high-speed train line linking 3 different airports, but this train line is a different monster altogether. In the future, there'll be fast trains speeding across international borders into China and Laos, and this line has already started construction, as we'll see a little bit later on. But it all starts right here at Krung Thep Apiwat Central Terminal. Well, if you suffer from agoraphobia, this is probably not the best place to come because there's still vast amounts of open space around here. And I reckon if a brass band marched through here at high volume playing Long Train Running, the staff probably wouldn't even notice. But of course this station is yet to live up to its full potential. On the top floor are the empty platforms for the high-speed trains and the airport rail line, and there are signs around the station pointing you towards those platforms, but you can't go up there because the stairs are blocked off, and many times I've been tempted to sneak up there and have a look around. So a lot of people are getting excited about the future Thailand to China high-speed rail line, and rightly so, because when it finally opens it will definitely be a game changer. There's a lot of cynical people out there who don't believe in a million years that Thailand is capable of building its own high-speed rail line, and you can hardly blame them because the current rail infrastructure certainly does not fit the category of a modern intercity rail network. What adds to the cynicism are these clickbait social media posts and videos spreading fake news, saying things like construction is almost complete, or the line will be up and running by next year. Next year you'll be able to get a train from Bangkok to Beijing in 4 hours. And people believe it and it spreads false hope, and then they realise it's not true, and the cynicism continues. So that's why I thought I'd make this video as up to date as I possibly can and give you realistic time frames. That way you can get a clearer picture of what's going on. The government first mentioned a high-speed rail line back in 2010, and then 3 years later there was a big announcement saying they had 5 high-speed rail lines planned out of Bangkok to be completed by 2019, and this naturally got a lot of people excited, including myself. But in 2014 there was a military coup and this put the project on hold. But the incoming Prime Minister, Ayutthaya, promised to keep the project on track. And on the 21st of December 2017, a groundbreaking ceremony took place in Bak Chong, close to Nakhon Ratchasima, which will be the terminus of Phase 1. So there are 3 phases of this line that need to be built before it can connect up to the main line up in Vientiane. Phase 1 is Bangkok to Nakhon Ratchasima, 6 stations, 255 kilometres or 157 miles. This is estimated to be completed by 2028. There are 15 contractors currently working on Phase 1. Some of them have finished while others are quite far behind, and according to the official website, overall progress on Phase 1 as of the end of June is 45.6%. So phase 2 was approved in February of this year, and that's the section from Nakhon Ratchasima to Nong Khai, 357 kilometres or 220 miles with 5 stations. That is estimated to be operational by 2032. Phase 3 will be Nong Khai to Vientiane, 23 kilometres or 14 miles, and that will go across a new bridge over the Mekong River, 50 metres away from the current Thai-Lao Friendship Bridge. And that will connect the line finally to the rest of the high-speed rail network through Laos and China, estimated to be completed by 2033, although realistically you won't be getting a direct train between Bangkok and Beijing until at least 2035, so don't pack your bags just yet. So how fast do Thai trains currently run at? Well, most trains run at between 80 and 130 kilometres per hour on open sections, but what restricts their full potential are uneven tracks, or they're not on a solid enough foundation. That's why on the elevated section between Krung Thep, Apiwat and Don Mueang, you can see them going a lot faster because the tracks are on a more solid foundation, concrete, so it makes it a lot smoother, and I bet the train drivers love that. Another factor is the 1 metre gauge track they use here in Thailand. Most countries around the world use standard gauge, which is 1.4 metres, including China and Laos. So that's why they have to build a whole new line here in Thailand for the high-speed trains. So even though it's a high-speed rail line and the trains have top speeds of 350 kilometres per hour, it doesn't mean we can measure the journey times on that, because there are speed restrictions. In China it's 300 kilometres per hour, in Laos it's only 160 kilometres per hour, and in Thailand it's going to be set to 250 kilometres per hour. So time to jump on the train and film some of the construction progress of phase 1. The State Railway of Thailand have said as recently as last month they do intend to finish the line by 2028. And along the way you'll see the different areas where different contractors have been working. In some locations they've almost finished, but in others they haven't even started yet. I'll be filming as far as Ayutthaya, and then we've got some other YouTube footage to take us to the end of the line at Nakhon Ratchasima. So the new Ayutthaya high-speed train station design is yet to be finalised, so it may well differ from what's in this picture, and it has to be approved by UNESCO, who are currently doing a survey here in Ayutthaya, and Ayutthaya is a UNESCO heritage site, so they need to be sure that the new station complex fits in with the historical context of the area. So there's a few highlights of the latest construction footage of phase 1, and you can see the varying levels of progress along the line. There are still issues with land appropriation in some areas, so hopefully they can be resolved soon. There is a section they haven't started construction on yet, and that is the elevated structure between Krung Thep, Apiwat and Rangsit, about 25 kilometres, and that will be built above these tracks here. This is the old Northern Main Line, which is now just used for freight. And the structure will be between the current Red Line and the expressway above Vipawadi Rangsit Road. It will be a two-tier structure with the airport rail lines running on the lower level, terminating at Don Mueang, and the high-speed trains on the upper level. And that'll also mean demolishing the failed Hopewell project structures that have been around since the early 1990s. They run alongside this track all the way as far as Don Mueang, and I think the State Railway of Thailand will be glad to see the back of those. So this fantastic drone footage shows the high-speed rail line and the airport rail line structures coming out of Krung Thep Apiwat Central Terminal Station. And as you can see, there have been no railway tracks laid on the top level of the station. There's plenty of time for that. So these structures continue for about 1 kilometre until they get just outside the SRT Dark Red Line station here at Chatuchak. And the elevated section I mentioned earlier will be built from here to just outside Rangsit, about 26 kilometres. And as you can see, there's no sign of any construction starting yet. So if they want to get the line open within their estimated time frame of 2028, which, let's be honest, is not possible, then they should have been at least halfway through it by now. So my official estimate for the opening of phase 1 will be about 2030 or 2031. I often stay up late at night doing deep searches for history or videos, and occasionally I come across an unusual, interesting or very unexpected video I can use. And this is from a channel by a company called USC Flowline. They're a hydraulic equipment manufacturer and an automation systems provider. And they, along with students from the University of Technology Suvarnabhumi, have built a simulator for a Fuxing CR400 AF train. And these are the trains currently in use on the high-speed rail line in Laos and China, and they'll be used here in Thailand in the future. And I thought this is a great toy I can definitely spend many hours playing on, and it will be developed into a training tool for train drivers. The simulator is located close to where they're going to build the maintenance depot in Chang Rak. Well, that just about wraps up another high-speed train themed video. I do hope you found it interesting, educational and satisfying. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so, and please do support the channel. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link on the screen and there's a QR code there as well. It keeps the electricity running and it stops the cats from going hungry. That just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.